Well, another day here in the shop. A little dreary today, about 55 degrees. Got some much needed moisture though. We've got ½ inch in the last 24 hours. And we're out here today. We're gonna get back on the 53 Vicky. Got all the shop dogs here. What do you guys see, huh? Got my temporary heater here. I have to shut it off when I'm filming, but it's cooling off a little bit now. Middle of November. I've got a new electric heater ordered and in at Home Depot, so we got to go into town Tuesday. I'll pick up the heater and the wire, and I'm gonna hang me a electric heater right up there in that corner. So that'll be nice. But I've been struggling since the last video. If you remember, I was lining up, doing the gaps on the doors and that kind of stuff, and then I decided I was on the door and the fender and decided I probably better hook the fender down. So I got this piece in, because this right here attaches to the fender. And then I got to thinking, maybe I better get the other pieces on here that need to be lined up, and I'm glad I did because it's been a struggle. So this piece right here is off of my parts car. I have the one that originally came on this car, and it wouldn't fit. And wouldn't fit under the radiator, and I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on. And so finally, after messing with it for a while, I went and got this one off the parts car, and lo and behold, it fit. Well, I figured it was probably, actually I got to looking in my manual, and I found out there's different front end pieces here for 6 cylinders versus the flathead V8. Well, this originally was a flathead V8 car. I've got a motor for it. One of these days, it had some valve problems. I got to take it in and get it machine shopped and get some work done on it. But for now, I bought that parts car, and I'm just going to run this 6-cylinder. So I got that all done, got it where it was fitting. Decided I better go ahead and put on the rest of my my front parts here for the grill and the hood latch and that kind of stuff. Well, those all fit, but then I came to, where'd I put it? Okay, so then I came to this piece here, a little hard to see down here. That's the upper radiator shield, and supposed to sit on there and sit on over here and go in front of the radiator. Well, it didn't matter how I tried, it didn't fit. And when I put the car together after I bought the parts car, I didn't know for sure which way the radiator frame here went in, which way the radiator went in, behind or in front of the frame, all that kind of stuff. So I started out by lowering it down a slot. That didn't work. I took it apart and put it behind the mounting frame. That didn't work. There was just absolutely no way that piece would fit. Looking through the manual, I seen it, it shows a picture of the 6-cylinder versus the V8, and it just wouldn't make sense. So I pulled the radiator out, and I actually had 2 of those, and they was both exactly the same. So I thought, well, it should work. Well, I pulled the radiator out, And during part of that, I turned it upside down, and this radiator actually has outlets for an automatic transmission cooler. Well, this car, this year 53, had a automatic transmission cooler, but it's not a fin like a radiator type transmission cooler. It basically has, and I'll see if I got pictures of it, it has a inlet on one side and an outlet on the other side, and basically the torque converter has fins on it that as it's turning, it sucks air in one side and pushes out the other side. So that's when I got to looking and figured out they put a different radiator on here. And that's why my stuff wasn't working as good. So I don't know if it's like a Mustang 2 radiator or something they had made up, I don't know. So what I ended up doing is I took my old top shield. Actually, not my old one. I'm keeping anything that when I put the V8 back in it, I might need. And actually, if I have this, still have this radiator in it, this will work. So what I done is I got it, and I figured out, I split it, and put some bends in it, so actually when it sits on there, when it's bolted on, it will come out and around. Okay, so I got it. I had to, took this piece out here, I had to bend it, got it bent, welded in about 1 inch on either side, and got it where I got good clearance around the I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but I got clearance down in there. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to look for some round rod or some kind of rod that I can take and weld into this right here and strengthen it up a little bit. And I'll probably find some car edge door molding and put along the bottom just for extra protection. I took, and when I've done this part up here, I put a rolled edge on that bottom. But yeah, what a pain. Like I say, it was a lot of head scratching trying to figure out what went on there. But in the meantime, I went ahead and got both fenders off, got all my stuff. So what I'll do now is I got to get this all cleaned up, get some little bit of rust encapsulator on there. Gonna give these a good quick hit with a Scotch-Brite. This stuff's got scratched up a little bit and stuff since I since I painted all of them before. So that's gonna be my goal today. I gotta get this here. I don't know what they put on it. It might just be flat black, but I'm gonna probably get it stripped down. We'll see how it looks underneath. Don't see any rust, but get it stripped down. Don't know if I'll get anything painted today, but I'll at least work on getting everything cleaned up. So, because I'd rather paint outside than in the shop here. So, I think I got to haul water tomorrow. Got to go to town Tuesday for a doctor's appointment for my wife and pick up my heater. Wednesday, hopefully I'll be installing my heater. So we'll see. We're supposed to have cool weather and moisture all week, so it may be next week before I actually get to painting them, but at least I can get them cleaned back up, painted, and then I'm going to actually start putting all of that on this front making sure everything lines up together. That's what I found out when I went to put this on this fender. The fender has a little bit of a curve in from replacing that lower part of the panel. So I had to tweak it out a little bit. So I'm hoping this is the best way to go, is to start getting all this stuff on there and lined up. And get all my pieces, parts over here the way they're supposed to be. Get both of them the way they're supposed to be. Gather up, I've got a bucket full of old bolts and stuff, screws and whatnot that came off the car. Got them over there in a bucket of vinegar, de-rusting them. I've got to go through and see if I've got enough clips. A lot of this stuff I'm not going to use the clips on it like it had. Like this whole thing right here. I just got regular bolts and nuts and washers on it. And they'll all get painted black when I paint these. So that's going to be my plan for the next few days. But I'll get going on this. I'll set you guys up, put you on a time lapse, kind of show you if I have anything special. I'll show you the finished products. If I run into any other problems, I'll show you. But that's where I've been. It's been about 3 days figuring this out. What a pain. These old cars, I mean, they're put together. I will give them that. Nothing like the new ones. And then I've got a surprise coming. I bought a bullet for the grill. Been gradually looking for some grill parts. My grill was pretty ratty. The one that came off the parts car was pretty ratty. We're gonna have some wind out here. I'll get this done quick. So there's my grill, the chrome one back there, such as it is. And then this other one's the one that came off the car. Completely rusted through there, so. Been gradually looking for grill parts, and seen that one on eBay one day. They're hard to come by. New old stock. I just done to buy it now. No, actually I made him an offer. He come down about 10% on it. So I got it for $250. I no sooner hit the buy it now than up pops a complete grill, bullet, everything, mounting brackets for $1,500. And I'm like, ugh. So I have a wonderful wife. I was out here showing her what I was doing the other day, and showed her the grill part, and then I told her the story about the one I found online, and she said, well, why don't you just buy the $1,500 one and sell that part and be done with it? And I said, hand me my phone. So I've got a brand new re-chromed, or newly re-chromed, I guess I should say. It's not a brand new grill, but a newly re-chromed complete grill coming. I think supposed to be here Tuesday. So got one other piece I'm looking for, actually two. There's my drip rails are stainless, and they're 2-piece. And so there's a piece that goes here along the back and down, and then a piece that goes around the front of the windshield. I've got every bit of it except for one of the little clips, I'll call it, where it joins that stainless. So that one I might have to make one. And then the other thing I'm missing, and I've actually got a set. They're in pretty rough shape. And basically what this is what I call the mustache. And when your grill goes on, in the middle, this is the upper portion of the grill. And I've found them on eBay for 52, but I have not been able to find a 53 anywhere. So anybody out there has one, hit me up. But yeah, we'll get a little heat in here. Got the compressor going now, that makes things nicer. Got a good electrical circuit for my welder. And then we'll get started on back on the gaps. Get some sanding done, some blocking. Go from there. So there's gonna be lots of videos coming. Like I say, I'll quit yakking now and see what we're gonna get done on this thing today. Okay, let me show you guys what I got going here. I want to get this old paint stripped off of here, get this cleaned up, and all in all it looked pretty good with the paint on it as far as condition, but here's what I found when I started stripping the paint off. You got the yellow under the black. That was the original color of the car. And then under that, you got a lot of rust. So, get this here where you can see it. See underneath that, this thing's pretty rusty. So I'm using my electric DA here. Drop it on the ground. This is my electric DA with some 80 grit on it, and I'm going to strip it clear down. I'm going to have to get some of my rust encapsulator. I'm going to check because I probably going to have to get some more ordered. I think Yep, I'm gonna have to get some ordered. I'm down to just a partial can, not even a partial can, maybe a quarter. And so I'm gonna have to get some more ordered. I'm not gonna bore you guys with sitting there watching me strip that down, because it's gonna take several hours. And once I get that done, I'll bring you back, show you what it looks like. The top is supposed to be white, the same color, well, it's supposed to be whatever color the car is painted. And In my case, it's going to be white. The bottom's really not going to matter. You're not going to see it. And so what I'm going to do, the bottom is you can see that bottom, it's rusted as well. The good thing, it's mainly surface rust and no deep pitting or anything. So that's good. But probably what I'll do is I'll take it and I'll hit it lightly with some 80 coat or 80 grit, and then I will I'm going to take and paint the back side of that with some, I'll just use black POR 15. I gotta buy another quart of it anyhow. I might order a quart of white because I don't know if you can see in here or not. The roof inside is all rusted as well. And so before I put any sound deadener or anything like that on that, I'm gonna coat it with POR 15. I know you can get it in black and white. I've done all of the frame and underneath with black. I'm debating whether doing it with black would make it hotter inside the car versus white. The top is going to be white with a black top, so it's going to generate some heat anyhow. I don't think with some sound deadener and insulation on that roof it's going to make any difference. So I may just go ahead and get a, well, you can only get it in quarts as far as I've seen. So I'm going to go ahead and get a quart of black. I'll probably just do it in the black. Time I get some Duramat or something like that on there for sound deadening and insulation, I don't think it's going to make any difference. And then I'll hit the back of that. But I'm not gonna make you guys sit here and watch even on time lapse while I clean that up, because like I say, it's going to take me several hours. So if I get to a point where I've actually accomplished something, or if I get tired of doing this and switch over to something else, I'll bring you back. Okay, well, it's been a couple hours, and show you guys where I'm at here. Got this, got the paint pretty much off of it. The DA doesn't work as good as I'd like, but I went through my abrasives and I found this chunky sander thingy. Not sure what you call them, but yeah, it works really good getting in them contours. And the only thing I found, I think it's for a drill, and when you run it too high RPMs there on the air angle grinder, it tends to flow pieces out. I got a good one right in the nose when I figured out what was going on. And so I just didn't run it as high as RPM, and it took it off pretty good. I actually gonna take the flapper wheel. I took a flapper wheel, smooth this up a little bit. I'll do some more here where you can still see, kind of see that paint embedded down in there. We got some pitting. Not bad. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it inside, start to cool off a little bit out here, and break out the roll locks and finish getting these edges. Like I say, I'll hit it here a little bit more with my flapper wheel before I take it in there. But then the other thing I found is I got online and went to order some of the VHT rust encapsulator, and apparently you can't get it anymore. I ordered a case of it off of Amazon back in sometime in September 2023 was the last one that I ordered. I'm hoping I have enough in this can to finish off this piece. Like I said, the top's gonna be white to match the car. The bottom's rusty, but I'll just hit it quick with a wire brush, and then I'm gonna paint it with POR. So I'm hoping I have enough of the VHT to do what I need to do on this piece, and then I'm gonna have to get online and start looking around and see what other good rust encapsulators there are out there. I see Rust-Oleum has one. Just quick look online. Rust-Oleum has one. I'll see what Eastwood has, but that's where I'm at for you guys now. Just a quick little update, and starting to cool down. Sun's going down. Get this thing moved inside. Got my heater installed yesterday, so I'm going to kick it on. It's down to about, it's 61 degrees in here. So when you get acclimated to Arizona, that's a little cool. So, so I'll bring you guys back when I'm got something else to show you. Okay, we're back inside now. It's cooling off pretty good outside, but so what I did, broke out the roll lock, and I actually had a couple of those same little the little chunky deal I was using on that on there before. Some of these here, and had some in my roll lock collection here. Got it cleaned up pretty good. I was actually able to shake and squeeze 3 coats of my VHT rust encapsulator onto that, and so now we got to give that 24 hours to dry. You can see it starting already to turn the rust black. So we'll give it the 24 hours at least, and then I will give it a light sanding with a scuff pad, and I will hit the whole thing with self-etching primer. Once I've got that, let it dry, then I'll give it a good sand, and there is some pitting. I don't want to touch it right now, but you know, there is some pitting in areas here. You can see, kind of maybe see some of the pits right there. So what I will do is once I've hit that with the self-etching primer, then I will go back and hit it with some high build primer, a couple coats of high build primer, sand it, and get it all smoothed up. But that's it on that. I'll get it hung up on my rack over here to dry. I've got another little piece. I'm actually 2 pieces of maybe that I'm going to get painted up. Basically, I'm doing the back sides, and then once that's set for a couple of days, so like this piece right here, give it a good scuff. I've got the back all completely repainted, and now I'll do the front of that one. And over here, I've got another one laying here. I'll get the back of that one all painted, and then at some point I will get the front painted. And then I've got this piece right here to do yet as well, this piece that I had to modify. What I'm going to do for right now, while that's drying enough for me to get it hung up and dry, I bought me some rod. This is what is this? This is 3/16 rod, and I got ahead of myself. I was so excited about getting this thing all modified to where it fit around the radiator and all that, that I went ahead and hit it with the self-etching primer. So now what I got to do, I forgot about the rod, and I'm going to give me a whiteboard so I can hang up in here and have a list so I don't get ahead of myself. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get me a wire brush on the drill, or maybe the little die grinder there. I'm going to get this groove here all cleaned out, and then I'm going to get this rod bent where it fits down in there good. Probably starting about right there. come over to about the same point here, but I'll get that bent where it fits down in there good, and give that welded in, give me a little more strength. And then I was laying there thinking last night, you know, this piece basically sits on there, and I think all it did was mainly to hold the splash rubber. I don't think it has any effect on the cooling. But I'm gonna look at it. I've got some light sheet metal. I may go ahead and try to replace and bring this piece out that come around in front of the radiator here. We'll see what happens. So that's gonna do it for tonight, about 10:30. Better go ahead and find something to eat, and we'll catch y'all later.